What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So, hey, look, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that I seen a post, right, that a lot of people are speaking on. And I don't know. I think for me, I feel a certain type of way about it. Like, listen, they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I want my woman to be able to ask me to pay for furniture and LLCs and all that. Listen, automatically off top, me being who I am and because I love hard, I'm going to automatically want to do that for people. Like, you know, on holidays, birthdays, Father's Days, Mother's Days, Christmas, I automatically just want to share, you know what I'm saying, and get people gifts and treat them to nice things off the back just because that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But I tend to go a little deeper than that. And I feel as if money is something that everybody can get. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to cherish it, but you can lose it just as fast as you gain it. But what about having something that you can have over time that helps you understand how to sustain that financial stability, which is mentally? You know what I'm saying? I don't mind buying nice things and paying for things, but what if a person really truly doesn't know how to sustain it or keep it, or, you know what I'm saying, be able to pour back into you something that don't cost money? Like, I feel as if internal wealth and money is way more expensive, you know what I'm saying, than things that you can buy. Only speaking from experience, I have had so much stuff over the years. I've had so much money over the years, but what I realized is that internally, I wasn't well equipped on how to sustain things. You know what I'm saying? How to build foundations with my own bricks. How to be able to generate, you know what I'm saying, this amount of money that I have, instead of investing into something that is only going to make me look good for the moment, but not long term. I think that's what it's about, because as we live in life, I truly believe, honestly, no one ever wants to have to go back down to the bottom after you've worked so hard to accomplish something in your life, and then you got to start all over. And truly, the lesson I think that people don't understand needs to be learned in that is the fact that internally, your value system, how you think, how you operate, is going to put you in a space to where you attract the money. Because again, you can go from having it all to being broke. No disrespect to MC Hammer, but this man had it all. Imagine just buying stuff just to buy stuff, and then you go back all the way back broke. And he may not be all the way broke, but everybody know about his lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? The people who became rich overnight, who bought things that didn't even make sense just because they had the money, just spending it on stuff that they probably didn't even need. And then they're at a point now in their life where they're filing for bankruptcy. You get me? Like, internally, having that ability to earn the knowledge to be able to keep up with your financial earnings, I think is very important. You know what I'm saying? That costs, that cost, and is worth more than a bottle of cologne. You know what I'm saying? Than a new pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I drop a bag in your hand right now because you're doing bad, and I was just to give you $20,000, what would you do with that? You going to go buy nails and hair and all that, and then look up a month from now, you don't got none of them 20 bands, nor do you got your own apartment or car. You know what I'm saying? You back at the same spot where I gave you the 20 at. You feel me? Listen, that it says a lot. That's something that you can't pay for. You know what I'm saying? It's priceless. And that's the mentality you need to be able to sustain what you want in your life. And that goes for everything, as far as creative projects, as far as careers, as far as money, financial well-off. Like, you gotta have the mentality to be able to keep up with that lifestyle. Otherwise you're gonna be back broke and you're gonna have to start all over again. Listen, I don't care what type of lifestyle you grew up in. Nobody wanted to start all over. The only reason why we made it look good is because we didn't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? We had to start over because we didn't have no choice. That's just what it was. And we made it look nice. But in reality, you know what I'm saying, nobody wants to be at a certain point in their life and then have to start all the way over because your mentality is not up to par with being able to sustain what you have in your life. I think that's the biggest lesson I learned, is that I built my foundation of what I had from 2020 to 2022 off the back of someone else. And so when I lost it, I wasn't devastated, but I was sad because I had to start over. But it was almost like it was natural to me because I'd been doing it for so long and I already knew what come with it. But now, once I get it, I'm going to understand, listen, this is what you got to do to keep it. This is the type of, mentality, type of growth that you aiming towards, which means you can't have no setbacks. You can't have just no regular, normal people around you who's so fixated on their appearance. The loudest one in the room, you feel me, man, I'm telling you, make the whole thing blow up. You know what I'm saying? Just because you so focused on being loud that you don't have nothing really internally to offer. Your brain is a box of rocks. You know what I'm saying? But you look good as hell. Like, I don't think people really understand that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my life I've hung around people that didn't have, everything all the time, but their morals, their understanding of how to survive, their respect level, what they need internally, I feel is what made a lot of us be able to survive and grow, but that doesn't mean we know everything. It means we still growing, we still learning, because I've been with people, we was at a standstill on a deadlock, but we were learning and piecing it together as we grow. You know what I'm saying? I think to me, that's what's important. I don't care how much money you got in your bank account, in your pocket. If you don't have the mentality to keep it, you're gonna start over again, and then that's gonna make anybody trying to help you not really want to help you because you don't have the mentality and a mindset to be able to acquire wealth without someone giving you a handout. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy, but it's really real. And I had to, be able to sit still for a little while to be able to figure those things out and be able to be open-minded of learning what's important. I truly believe, like, where I'm from, everybody know how to get a bag. We all know how to get some bread. That's easy to us. That's like, you feel me? We could do that with our eyes closed. But be able to actually keep it and sustain it. A lot of people who get to a certain point in their life, you look at them and 2 to 3 months from now, they right back where they started. And it's kind of like, okay, so what are you doing mentally to where you have to start all over? You know what I'm saying? Because again, your reality is based off of what you think internally, and something inside of you is not feeling capable enough because maybe you moved backwards, that you about to lose something again. So you stressed out and you trying to, you feel me, obtain it in every way possible by doing backwards ass shit, and it's not working. So now you're going to have to, no choice but to take it all down and rebuild it from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the best critical time for me right now is right now. Like, I'm being able to learn a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to learn when I'm moving fast all the time, doing everything that people want me to do, being here, being there, pouring into others that nobody was really pouring into me on how to become better. I had to actually get my own manuscript and read it for myself and take notes and do the homework. You know what I'm saying? So it put me in a better mental state to be able to understand my foundation that I'm building right now is halfway built off the ground, but it's on my own bricks. It's not on nobody else's. You know what I'm saying? And that's just being able to have the inner peace mentally and wanting something better and for the long term instead of trying to just get short-term things. You know what I'm saying? You could listen, you can have all the jewelry, all the clothes, hair look good, lashes, all that, you know what I'm saying? But if whatever you doing to get that money wears out in a month or two, you're gonna be back with no lashes, hair ain't combed, you feel me, regular clothes, you feel me. So it's like, why not understand how to get rid of that sometimes if you don't use it, you know what I'm saying, and focus on what's important. It's about your mentality, you know what I'm saying, and the mentality needed to grow in a world that's changing. It's not going to be so much on, you know what I'm saying, the superficial things of playing the part of looking good. It's going to be actually putting in the work to be able to sustain a life where your kids don't have to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, think about it. Listen, when I was younger, I lost shoes. I left my coats at other people's house. Mom would be mad. You feel me? My daughter did it to me. And it's kind of like you spend all this money on these coats and stuff. But then, you feel me? Your kid doesn't understand the basics of keeping up with the coat. You know what I'm saying? So the coat is gone. You spent money on it. Now you mad without even realizing. Like for me personally, I would just get, you feel me, 2 to 3 coats. The coat where they playing outside and the coat where they going somewhere to look nice. So you don't have to worry about getting it messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a way of how you do things. And you have to be able to use your mentality and think it through without just first reacting on impulse. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself as well as your kids and the people around you mentality as far as growth and expanding their mind. That's going to help them be able to make the right decisions to be able to want more for their life. And a lot of times, I'm telling you, that ain't in telling people, because people don't like to listen. They like to think they got everything under control. It's about being that, being what you stand on, moving in the way that you are preaching. You know what I'm saying? And I promise people are going to get the example when it's different, especially when they felt as if they're going to gain everything they want in life by operating a certain way, by sticking to the code of what they've been taught or passed down without even realizing, listen, it's a whole nother way. Maybe, just maybe, you know what I'm saying, they own something. You know what I'm saying? They operate by themselves. They don't indulge in no substances. They be on their own hype. They don't need no attention. They don't need nobody to be around them. They do their own thing, and they bossing up in ways that we never even knew possible because we're too busy trying to force things. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you, the world is changing, you know, and again, pouring into yourself is the best thing you can do. I understand that a lot of us be wanting to help people, but that only stretches so far because people only rock with you depending on their mood. And if they wake up in a bad mood, most likely they gonna choose the other side. You know what I'm saying? And when they wake up in a good mood and feeling some type of way, then they gonna choose your side. You gotta be able to just be you. Focus on you. Keep doing what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, they're still growing, but looking at you as, damn, that's a whole different type of mindset that we never even thought was possible because we've been learning something totally different over here. You know, it's a wake-up call, but it's actually essential to the growth of us as humans. You know what I'm saying? We're breaking out of the chains of conforming to poverty and barely getting by, and you feel me, getting on and looking good to impress Kevin and Susie and Sam, and being able to understand that if we don't get our mental right in the long run, our kids are going to repeat the same things we did, and they'll be back broke, and they'll end up going to the substances just because that's what we was taught. You feel me? You got to be able to break the barrier between what they know and how they can grow. You know what I'm saying? And it's really tied to energetically. If you're growing energetically, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, your children are doing the same. But if you just trying to tell them what to do and you ain't even got your life right, they ain't looking at that. They still hip to what's going on outside. You know what I'm saying? You ain't saying nothing because you ain't even moving that way. You're just talking. You know what I'm saying? You want me to be something you ain't. And you got to think of as humans, just period, how we look at that. Like, damn, how you going to tell me something and you ain't even doing it? That don't even make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So again, opening your mind mentally helps you accomplish more. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be willing to want it, because if you don't, you will stay stuck. And that won't create anything for anybody. It'll just be temporary satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? For temporary results. And it won't be fun. Listen, even some of the richest people go home and be mentally tore up, broke. You feel me? Got their way all the way up to the top and don't got nobody to share it with, because internally their character and the person that they are, nobody wants to be around them. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we got to get it together. But knowing and understanding, like, truly, that's very important. Get your mental right before the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, it's nothing for me to, go supply one of my best friends or my auntie or, my mom or something, just because of who they are. Just because of who they are for creating me, just drop them off a bag. That's easy. But to be able to know what to do with it, they're either going to be needy and greedy and keep coming back for more as if I owe them something, or they're actually going to put it into position to make it grow for themselves. You get what I'm saying? It's a very big difference in between mindsets. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.